This is the exact Spark architecture with the processors and the floating point with separate chips here. So here you can able to see the diagram. Here address and data is fetched separately and it is given to the instruction buffer or address buffer. It is having 64-bit processor, and you have a one more unit called as floating point queue address instruction, because if your data is floating point means it is directly given to the floating point processor unit. If it is integer means that unit is that data is given to the integer unit, but this architecture tells about the floating point unit with separate chips here. So here register, yes, this is the floating point unit of Spark architecture, and here you have a static register and floating point processor results. So these are the buses. Here you have the buses associated for floating point data registers and pipeline floating point processor register, and FP operands, FP instructions, and FP control. So these three are the very important digital pulses associated in the functional unit of floating point processing. Floating point in floating point processing, these three are the main digital buses which connects the units here. First one is FP operands, that is nothing but data here, and instructions, FP instruction, and FP control. So these three are the very important here. Likewise, so this Spark architecture has a separate functional unit for processing integer data and floating point unit. Here in this diagram, we saw about the Cypress CY7C602 floating point unit structure. Next, so now we are going to see about the Spark architecture and its register arrangement. I already told that Spark architecture has 32 registers in integer unit. Out of 32 registers, 8 are global registers and remaining 24 are considered as Windows register. Here you have to stick on 2 points. What are those? Means global registers and Windows registers. Here global registers are starting from the subscript of R0 to R7. Okay, so in the first it is labeled as R0 to R7. The remaining Windows register, when you take the remaining 24 Windows register, it is divided into 3 sections of 8 registers in each. So this 24 Windows register is divided into three sets of sections where each section has 8 registers. So each section has 8 registers. And how this 8 register Windows registers are labeled means they are labeled like LNS, that means ins. Then second one is outs and local. Okay, so these registers are, when you are executing it in a pipelined way, so these are labeled as ins, outs, and local. What is meant by local? Local are only locally addressable by its procedure. So this is only addressable by its procedure, but where ins and outs are shared among procedures. Okay, shared among procedure. Here this global registers will start, I already told that global registers will start from R0 to R7. This Windows register will start from R8 to R15. Okay, so R8 to R15. Let us see how this is arranged. You can see the top diagram with how this Windows registers are overlapped for each procedure. Here you can able to see the first window register. It starts from the register called 24 to 31. Those are considered as ins here. Here 24 to 31 registers are called as input registers. From R16 to 23, that means it ends by 24 no. Then we will reversely speak. R23 to R16s are called as locals. Then if we reversely count, R15 to R8 are considered as out. Or else if you want to traverse in a forward direction, I'm repeating again, R8 to R15 are called as out registers, and R16 to R23 are called as local registers. Then R24 to R31s are called as ins register. So totally you have your registers with from R0 to R31. Here from R0 to R7s are called as global register. That's what it is given here. R0 to R7 is global. Then from R8 to R15 are called as out. R16 to R23 are called as locals. R24 to R31 is called as ins. Right? I hope you understand the labeling of registers now. Fine. Next is how this window registers are overlapped in its execution, in its procedure execution. First, we will see the diagram. This is center window is called as active window. Then this one is called as the above which is drawn is previous window. The below which is drawn here is next window, right? So here, first you take ins of previous window. This ins is nothing but it should associated with the previous window of its. It is shared with the previous window. Then next, locals. Locals are only locally addressable by its registers. So the registers from 16 and 24, 23 should be referenced by itself. They will not interfere and they will not shared by other registers. So that's what from registers R16 to R23 are called as locally addressable registers. Then now the procedures are executed. It is going to be shared by the another window or next window that should be considered as out registers. So that's what from R18 to R15 are called as out register, that is given as an input register for the next window. Here, according to the diagram, this window is called as the active window, but the output of previous window is given as an input for the present window. So always the inputs windows will be associated from R registers R24 to R31. Okay. Then this registers procedures are executed in the registers slab between 16 to 23. Then the output is given to 8 to 15. This is given again as the input for the next window, right? I hope you understand what I am telling. So these are all the executions of active Windows registers in Spark architecture. Thereby we can achieve the speed, we can achieve the high speed of procedures. Here the registers wise, how these registers are allocated, how it is going to be interacted with themselves is a highlighted point. So according wise, I am repeating once again. Spark architecture has 32 registers labeled from R0 to R31. Here the first is 8 registers are called as global register, which is labeled from 0 to 7. Then remaining from R8 to R31 are called as Windows register. This Windows registers are divided into 3 sections. Each section has 8 registers. How it is divided means by using the labeling called as input registers, ins registers, locals registers and outs registers. Each first section is called as ins register. It occupies the registers from range from 24 to 31, and locals register, it occupies the registers range from 16 to 23. Then out register, it occupies the range from 8 to 15. So this is the basic thing. Now how these windows are interacting means from first previous window of, and the output of previous window is given to the input and it is executed in local and it is given as output. This output is given to the input of the next window. Likewise, it is overlapped. Okay, so that's what 3 overlapping register windows and global register is given in the top of the diagram. Right. Next, when you make it as a circle, when you make it as a circular linked list means how this will be executed means, because in this one it is a linear one. The top diagram shows the linear one by one execution, one after another one execution. It likewise it is overlapped. But when you make this